Well, this afternoon again, we are here to talk about issues of concern. My humble self, Kofi Ali Abdul Yakin. What we are talking about today has to do with the recent development going on the land of Africa, which some of us feel is a big honor. Did we end the honor? Well, that's another issue we will talk about. But the issue here is the World Cup, normally organized by FIFA for all the nations of the world to participate in this so-called World Cup. Winners and losers alike, everybody goes there to showcase something. What we know very well is that this platform, the World Cup, comes with a lot of things. One important thing about this is the kind of mechanism for nations and their unity on how they want to deal with the rest of the world. And that brings to mind the theme of the African Union for this year's peace and prosperity through football, or the game of football. That now brings again another proposal that we have, which we think is a concern that actually will catch the attention of most of our brothers across the African Union member states, and that is a possibility or the benefits that will come with the realization of the dream of the African Union 11, or you call it African 11. What is the African Union 11 all about, or African 11? When we were young, we were aware of football team in which a team in Africa under the OAU at that time, where players from all across member states, by their skills and ability, are invited and to form a team, to play for a team known as the African Union and African 11. At that time, African 11. Sometimes they engage member states, friendly match, tournament, and some other time they engage nations like China, Russia, and any European country that want to come on board. With time, as the institutions of the OAU begin to fade away, until the AU came up to revive it, the African 11 also faded away. But we were aware of this as a child. At the age of 40 years plus, nearly 50, I remember there was this. A lot of our brothers today sees this idea as something strange. We are a group of nations that call ourselves the African Union. In this African Union, we have a national anthem. We have a flag, a symbol of unity. And anybody who hears about the African Union is about our unity. Some of us sometimes go out to become unnecessarily bothered when people say Africa rather than saying African Union. What is wrong with that? In the United States of America, in most cases, the United States citizens refer to themselves as Americans. The European Union citizens refer to themselves as Europeans. But anytime this word Africa or Europe or America is used by citizens of this union, I think the ones in the African Union do get it wrong. When the United States of American citizens say American, actually he means the citizens of United States of America, because the Canadian, of course, is also an American, but he is not a citizen of United States of America. So in this case, we may try to understand what others are saying. So when we are saying the same thing, maybe it's in our interest to understand exactly what we are saying so that we don't get this wrong. African Union citizenship, of course, is about time. recently, Sarkozy, the president of France, called almost about 30 African Union leaders to come to France on how issues like our common position and what we want in the United Nations could be granted. Why did we form the OAU and now the African Union? Is to be able to take our rightful role and duty in the global arena in an organized manner. We have failed that somebody, a Frenchman, have to invite us, and like chicken we came to sit down. It's a big disgrace. Now we are going for the World Cup. Ghana has qualified. We are aware that some players, football players in Ghana, may choose. It's a honor to play for the Ghanaian football team. It could have been an honor to play for the Africa Union 11. It's an option. It's a choice to choose to play for the Ghanaian team. But that's the only choice the Ghanaian has. He could have been playing for the Africa Union 11. Why don't we want to give ourselves choices? Democracy is about choices. It's based on the premise that every man believes in himself. And an average man believes in his ability to make a simple choice. So, we give people choices. Let them make it. In this case, when Ghana goes to the World Cup, South Africa goes to the World Cup, we have 6 slots. Out of the 6 slots, none is an option given to those who want to play for the African Union. So we have not actually given ourselves options. When you talk about choices, there is more to choices than what we are giving ourselves. Some players, we remember recently, John Fashanu choosing to play for England rather than playing for Nigeria. That is a choice. If England is not there, his only choice will have been Nigeria. Why don't we think it's high time we give some of our citizens the choice to choose to play for the African Union 11? In this way, when these people choose to play for the African Union that is going through the qualifying series, so instead of having 6 teams going, we'll end up with 5 teams. And the 5 teams will go. And at the time of their appearance, the African Union national anthem will be sung, the African Union flag will be hoisted, and people will start asking, what is this African Union about? And then those who want to start voting for the president of the African Union will have our dream now come true. We can't continue like this. Unity, we must be united in what unity connotes, not united in part. Let us give ourselves this choice. I think we want to pause here. For some of our brothers who have taken the position, somebody was telling me they are going to fight if FIFA is not fighting against this idea. An African Union member state citizen, for that matter, who call himself a Pan-Africanist, who is disuniting us than ourselves. I think we need to understand. United States of America is a union of nations. They are going to appear. So you don't have the Californian or the Texas or the Virginian coming with their separate flag. The United States flag is coming. But in our case, we are in a transitional period. And I think the transition shall be a transition. 5 slots for other member states. And then the African Union slot. Let it be. This will allow so many of our nations that don't have the opportunity of going to the World Cup to be represented equally. So African Union is a reflection of us all. African Union is about the failing states that cannot be able to pull their weight along to also have a chance of doing something. For example, take Liberia. The fact that Liberia didn't qualify is not saying Liberia doesn't have citizens that could play very well. Let them feature in this case. Gambia. Yes, there are so many. So people will now be given a choice. African Union is an option. Not when you fail, then you say, I'm now going to play for the African Union. No. You choose to play for the African Union, so it's to be a standing team like any other team. Let us give ourselves a choice. China is a union of nations. It's going as one team. India, if they want to play, they will be going for as one team. The Soviet Union, now Russia, is going as one team. It's a union, for God's sake. Because European citizens have not waken up to this realization. That doesn't say we can't do it. When are we going to be masters of our own destiny?